Dear students, welcome to virtual class of Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai. I am Sreekumar. The class is for 6th standard students. Subject is mathematics. Let us begin the class.
Dear students, we are entering into a new interesting chapter and something which is having a close connection with our day-to-day life, at least when you will become adult enough. It is about banks and simple interest. Banks are very common and known to you. Simple interest is something which is new to you, and it is pure mathematics. And before getting or giving you information about what is this simple interest, let me tell you about banks first. You have studied about, or you have seen that the banks are there around you, and the common banks are State Bank of India, and many such banks are there in and around your home. And you have seen the bank. Sometime you might have gone with your parents to the bank. Inside the bank also you have seen, and you also know that a bank is a place where you will be keeping your money safe, or you will be depositing your money, and you also know that it is a place where you will be keeping a record of your saved money, protected money. And you also know that कभी न कभी आपको पूछा है पेरेंट्स से कि they might have told that बैंक में रखने से फायदा है because we get interest. That is the topic here. But at the same time, you also have seen that they take money from ATM nowadays, and you also know about they write some checks sometime, and nowadays using mobile a lot of other money transaction is done. But here it is the fundamental basic of banks and simple interest. These are some sample bank names which we are familiar with. A lot of banks are there in our country. More about banks and other aspects you will study in higher classes, because we have to study what you have to understand in class 6. And what more I would like to say, a picture has been given in your textbook to show that what are the important counters in a bank. There will be savings, current, FD, etc. People stand very in a very disciplined way. Some are sitting over there, some are standing in the queue. All are doing their transaction inside the bank very coolly and clearly and in a most disciplined way, I would say. And bank is a very important place in our having an important place in our day-to-day life. And bank is a government recognized organization that carries out transaction of money. It is a financial organization. जब organization बोले तो आपको बहुत सारे संस्थाओं की याद आएगा. Organization is having a collection of people. So this is an organization where financial transaction is carried out. Financial is having a meaning that you will be dealing with money matters. Financial organization, ये आपको मन में रखना है. That is one important thing. And finance is related to money and money only. Okay, so that is one point you should keep in mind while learning about. So why do we need the bank? We need the bank to save money for the use in the future, first and foremost importance. Why we need to save money? We need the money for education of ourselves or for our children, for building a house, sometime for medical treatment, and on our occupation. Occupation maybe if you are a farmer, for using an improved method of agriculture, etc., etc. Anything which require money, you need to save money, right? That's one thing. Such small savings can be made regularly in a bank over a long period and become a large amount. Small amount will become large amount if you save, and it will be very useful for you in future. And most important, amount kept in bank is safe and grows over the years. ये आपको ध्यान देना है. ये क्या ट्री है क्या ग्रो होने के लिए? It grows over the years. ये बहुत important term है इधर. By time it grows. नोट का साइज तो इंक्रीज नहीं होता है. फिर कैसे? नोट वैल्यू भी नहीं चेंज होते. फिर क्या है? ज्यादा मनी मिलता है रिटर्न में बैंक से. But when over the years, this is that money we are getting in that form, then what we deposited is somewhat the concept of interest. I will come to that later. Before that, let me tell you more about bank. How its transaction. Bank is useful for students to take loan. लोन मतलब अगर पेरेंट्स के पास पैसा नहीं है तो खुद अपने नाम पे लोन लेके स्टूडेंट पढ़ सकते हैं. इट इज यूजफुल फॉर बिजनेसमैन एंड ट्रेडर्स टू टेक मनी फ्रॉम बैंक एज लोन, LOAN. लोन लेके पढ़ेंगे और बाकी जो पैसा आएगा रिटर्न करेंगे. इट इज यूजफुल फॉर फार्मर्स. एंड लोन भी नहीं, ये डिपॉजिट भी करेंगे. पैसा बिजनेसमैन है ना, उनको पैसा मिले तो वो डिपॉजिट करेंगे, वो बैंक में रहेगा, उनको उसके ऊपर एक्स्ट्रा मनी मिलेगा. बोलो ना भाई. सो दैट मनी इज कॉल्ड इंटरेस्ट. It will happen. This will happen with farmer. That is by both way. They can transact with even क्या बोलते industrialist, professionals, doctors, anybody who is employed, woman or man, can have deposit in bank, can save in bank, can take money from bank, take extra money from bank in the form of loan. तुम्हारा नहीं है, दूसरे का पैसा लेते तो लोन हो गया. I mean bank's money. So all these transaction, financial money transaction happens in bank. Okay, bank importance बोल रहा हूँ. Understood? So then we are having a bank में ये सब करने के लिए you cannot simply go to the bank on a good day morning like जैसे हम shop में जाते. You cannot go like that. You need to have some account over there. What is account? Your name, your details, your phone number, your email ID, lot of things, so that you are an identified person. जैसे स्कूल में एडमिशन लेने के लिए आपको एक एडमिशन नंबर, देन क्लास में एक रोल नंबर, your date of birth, your what we say, other aspects, many other aspects related to you. Who is your father? What is his name? Mother? What is her name? And a lot of such information you filled in a form in order to get admission in a school. The same way, getting admission, we are not going to get admission in a bank. We'll be opening an account in bank to use the banking services. Bank services like keeping money there, taking money from there. That's the main service. Keeping money there and getting more money from there by after years in the form of simple interest or any other interest. Interest is money only which is given extra. So we need the following documents or papers to open an account in a new bank account. Open a new bank account. Some important documents are required. आपको 18 years होना जरूरी है to open an account in your name. Minor accounts are available. So in order to open an account in the bank, you need certain proof of residence where you are staying. Address, I would say. Proof of residence means address proof. Understood? Either ration card or electricity bill or telephone bill or domicile certificate, anything which will tell us about the address of your stay. Another thing required is proof of identity. Who are you? If you think that I am standing in front of you, you see me, I am what I am. That is not the way. You need to have certain identity card like Aadhaar card, voter's identity card, PAN card, passport or any other such suggested by bank. Then you will be identified. Normally PAN card comes after 18 years, voter's identity card comes after 18. Normally a bank account is opened after 18 years, but there are mechanisms nowadays to have a minor account and other aspect. Now the point is that proof of residence and proof of identity, proof of address and proof of who you are is required for opening a bank account. Besides that, there should be a person introducing you. That means a person who is having an account in that bank should become a reference, should give a reference about this person is known to me, because he is the customer of that bank and his details are there and he is doing a transaction very well, and so he will be introducing you. That means a reference should be given by a customer who is an account holder in that bank. These are the requirements for opening a bank account which you will be considering after 18 years. Okay, this is something very important you should keep in mind. Moreover, there are two types of account. One of the type of account is called savings account, where you will be keeping money and withdrawing money. Keeping money because it is safe, keeping money because it gives you little extra money after years, and we call it as interest, and withdrawing money whenever you want, you can withdraw money. So savings account is an account where he or she may also withdraw or take out some money from the account occasionally if needed. Secondly, banks give an interest. ये आपको ध्यान देना है. Banks give an interest of 4% to 6% on the money in the savings. Bank gives you interest. तो ये क्या है? Gift नहीं है. It is also money. Money above money deposited. We will be discussing about this after a while, but now you understand that bank gives money, more money than what you deposited if you keep it for a long time in terms of percentage. Max aa gaya. That's why I said it's coming. Okay, so then in that case you can withdraw money from the bank using ATM card. You know what is mobile banking. You can transact through mobile, SMS, through internet banking. You will be having a passbook which will be telling all the details, and checkbook which will be helping you to transfer money from one person to another person. All these things are very common nowadays. Your parents are doing. You will discuss with them and understand how actually it is happening. But what you have to understand is that bank is an institute where will be keeping your money safe. You will be getting interest, and bank is a place where you will be getting money otherwise also. There is another type of account which is called current account. Current is having a meaning that flowing account where money comes and go very fast. It is used by businessmen because they have to deposit money and take money every day more than one time. Sometime more than in a week, more than many times. So they need an account for business. We call it as current account. The peculiarity is that money can be withdrawn from this at any number of time, and it can be deposited at any number of time. But the difference is that they don't get the interest on that. This line is very important. Does not get any interest. मतलब current account में interest नहीं है. अब पैसा रखने से आपको पैसा बढ़ता नहीं. There is no increase in. But to get more interest, you have to keep it in fixed amount in a bank for a long period. Condition है उधर. वो saving account में कि जैसा आपके friendly नहीं है, because it is for business. It is for those people who are putting money and taking money very frequently. We can avail facilities like fixed deposit and recurring deposit scheme for the purpose of getting interest. Okay, we can have such things like a fixed deposit and recurring deposit for getting interest. Then how this interest is calculated? Calculation of interest is the next topic. An account holder of a bank are paid some amount for keeping the money in the bank. On the other hand, and people who borrow from the bank are charged an amount for the use of money loaned to them. Such an amount is called interest. I will tell you. If you keep money in the bank, the money becomes bank's money for the time being. आपका ही है. But bank can use that money for many purposes. Sometimes they will give the money to the borrower. Somebody will come in the bank and ask money, and they will give money for their education, for the purpose of buying a home or to start a business. That amount given to that person who is not who have come to the bank for money, and the bank will give the money as a loan, LOAN. आप सुना होगा. Here he says he's there for taking money from bank. He has not that much money as in the savings account. He'll be having an account, but he wants lakhs of rupees or thousands of rupees which is not of him. Then bank will give, because there is money in the bank given by others, and bank will charge them. If the bank gives 100 rupees, bank will say that when you return the money, not 100 plus some amount, the charge them. Some amount. It will be in percentage, 8% extra you have to give. The same way when we deposited 100, bank said that you will get something extra which will be between 4% to 6% जैसे भी बताया. तो ये जो एक्स्ट्रा हमको मिल रहा है, या जो एक्स्ट्रा बोरोवर लोन वाले से ले रहा है, both the money taken from the person, from the loaned person, and as well as the money given to the person who is having a saving account. Both this money which is given extra to us and which is taken extra from the borrower is named as interest. आपको इधर पॉज करना है, समझ के आगे जाना है. करेक्ट? मैं नहीं पॉज करूंगा, आप पॉज करेंगे. We deposit money in the bank and bank use that money for various purposes. Most commonly is used for giving loan to others who are in need of money, and the borrower will be charged for that, and that in terms of percentage it will be charged. The percentage of money which is bank is collecting from the borrower is called as interest. The percent of money which is given to us extra, a small amount, 4% to 6%, is also named as interest. Understood? This is the essence of the chapter. That's why the money deposited in the bank or the money lent by the bank to a borrower is called principal. So some money is given to a person who he wants to buy a home, then he will be asking for lakhs of rupees. Suppose if 25 lakh rupees given to a person, we call it as principal. Okay, the same way आप जाके बैंक में deposit किया, big amount or small amount, it is called principal. Both are principal. जो deposit किया वो भी principal है, और given to a borrower वो भी principal है. Money deposited to the bank is principal, जो आपका और हमारा सबका है. अगर हम बैंक में जाके लोन लेते हैं तो the loan amount given is also money lent by a bank to a borrower is also called principal. For calculating interest, whether deposit होने दो जो savings में है या loan होने दो, calculating the interest, it is always in percentage. For every 100 rupees, how much to charge? That is why it is coming in percentage. The rate of interest is always given for an year, and we in mathematics and banking section, it is a percent per annum. How much percent per year for 100 rupees? In simply PCPA, percent per annum, percent per year, per 100 per year. I will say per 100 per year. That is the meaning of this PCPA, and that amount will be named as interest, and we will calculate accordingly how much we have taken or how much we have deposited. Accordingly, you will be having huge amount taken, huge interest, less amount you have taken, less interest, huge amount you have deposited, more interest, more extra for you, less amount, less extra for you. That extra is interest, always in percentage, always calculated per year, always said to explain. आपको समझ नहीं, हमको समझने के लिए always explained out of 100. तभी percentage में बता सकते हैं. Okay, very very important. Screen. Read this thoroughly, listen again, go to the textbook. Textbook may be here, but very important, otherwise don't go ahead. The concept of simple interest have to be explained, but that is a main part of this this chapter. Simple interest is this interest which I already explained. We will learn only about simple interest because there is another kind of interest which we keep the money for a longer period. Your interest will be different, and the calculation is little complicated, and it is very different from simple interest. वो हम बाद में पढ़ेंगे. Simple interest क्या है? Simply you deposit a money. If one is a depositor rupees 15,000 in a bank for 1 year, interest is 7% per annum, 7 rupees per 100 per year. How much will she get at the end of the year? So this is a fundamental of a bank interest calculation. Some amount of money is deposited, and for a particular time period it is deposited. Here it is Vinita deposited for a particular time period. The question is that rate of interest is how much she will get. If it is 100 rupees, how much she will get, it is given. So naturally we will compare with if it is 15,000 तो कितना मिलेगा. We have certain techniques for that. Before that, we should understand the question very clearly. Principal, as I told you earlier, we call it as principal. Principal is equal to what we say 15,000 rupees, right? 15,000 rupees, 50,000, right? And period or time is given is 1 year, correct? This is also clear in the question. 1 year. Then what is given? The rate of interest is given. Rate of interest. It is given as 7% per annum. 7 rupees per 100 rupees per year. Okay. So we are asked to find out how much interest will be getting at the end of 1 year के बाद कितना पैसा मिलेगा. तो अभी हम बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेशन के लिए नहीं जाएंगे. हमको ये मालूम है इफ इट इज 100 rupees, if it means if principal is अगर principal 100 rupees है, then interest is equal to 7. So we will go for our earlier information, earlier knowledge of ratio and proportion, where we will write that 7 rupees if 100. Then we will say X rupees if 15,000. That means X upon 15,000 is equal to 7 upon 100. From that we will calculate how much what we say Vinita will get. So we can say that for our convenience we will just turn X upon 15,000 is equal to 7 upon 100. हमको X चाहिए, लेफ्ट में आंसर X है, तो X चाहिए तो 15,000 से इधर मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, राइट, और राइट में भी मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, एंड व्हाट विल हैपन, लेफ्ट साइड का 15,000 कैंसिल होकर X इज इक्वल टू 7 अपॉन 100 इंटू 15,000. इफ यू सॉल्व दिस यू विल गेट द आंसर 00007 into 150, 700, 75, so 35. Okay, it is 1050 rupees. 1050 Vinita will be getting as interest for 15,000. So 15,000 deposit करने के बाद after 1 year she will be getting 15,000 plus 1,050 rupees. Understood? This way we calculate this. Let us go ahead. Vilas Rao borrowed 20,000 rupees from bank at the rate of 8% per annum. What is the amount he will be returned to the bank at the end of the year? ये borrower है, loan लिया है, Vilas Rao loan लिया है. How much? The principal is given again. Principal is equal to 20,000 rupees. And what more is given? Rate of interest is given 8% per annum, 8 rupees per 100. End of the year, 1 year का ही पूछा है. Time 1 year, हमेशा 1 year या years में convert करना पड़ता है. So again we will say that X if it is 20,000 rupees and 8 if it is 100 rupees. Correct? So what we will do? X is equal to 8 upon 100 into 20,000. लेफ्ट में भी हम 20,000 से मल्टीप्लाई, छोटा क्लास में इधर 20,000 लिखेंगे, राइट, इधर भी 20,000 लिखेंगे, फिर इसको कैंसिल करेंगे. तो ये सब हम अभी नहीं करें, बड़ा हो गया ना हम लोग, ये कैंसिल करेंगे. तो यू विल बी हैविंग 8 2s are 1,600 rupees. व्हाट इज दिस? सिंपल इंटरेस्ट. क्वेश्चन वो नहीं है, अमाउंट ही विल बी रिटर्निंग, कितना रिटर्न देंगे, ये इनको मिलता नहीं है, इनको रिटर्न करना है. तो 20,000 रुपीज लेने के 20,000 रुपीज लेने के बाद वो 1,600 रुपीज देंगे. नो, ये इंटरेस्ट ऐड करके, दैट मीन्स द अमाउंट टू बी रिटर्न्ड. अमाउंट कितना रिटर्न करना है, अमाउंट टू बी रिटर्न्ड. इन दैट कॉलम यू विल राइट 20,000 प्लस 1,600 and will give rupees 21,600 to the bank, 1,600 extra as interest of the money borrowed. Understood my dear friend? This way this kind of problems are solved. There are only 4 sums in your textbook because 4 sum करने से आप expert हो जाएगा सोचते हैं, because this is very simple but concept is great. Concept is great means आगे बहुत पढ़ना है. Mathematically simple because you are comparing with 100 because it is percent per annum. Okay, thank you.
Now click on the subscription button below to subscribe the channel, then the bell button to get the notifications of the new videos. Thank you.